is the last day of our series. We've been talking about pursuing a God-sized dream, but we've said there are overarching pursuits, such as the need to cling to God as a lifestyle and the need to pursue holiness. I hope we are clear on the fact that we're pursuing these God-sized dreams because we believe God has put them on our hearts. We believe it's part of God's purpose and plan. One of the good works that He foreordained before time began. So we want to follow the Lord and allow Him to establish His will through us. We don't want to be crippled by fear and doubt, but instead walk by faith and believe that with God, all things are possible. That's the heart of this series. So since we understand that this is from God and for God, it's important that we end on this note. Cling to God, not the calling. If you have read the Cling book, you know this is close to my heart, that we don't cling to dreams and callings. There is a real temptation to do so. God establishes the dream, gives grace and favor, and it's a blessing to be able to walk out His plan and purpose. The question is, if and when that season ends, are you willing to walk away if that's the Lord's will? We looked at John the Baptist the last 2 days. He had the ministry in Israel for a while there. Everyone knew who he was. People came from all over to be baptized by him, but it was for a limited time and purpose. There came a time when it was God's will for that ministry to decrease. It's not easy to keep the calling in proper perspective, especially when there are aspects of the calling that we personally enjoy. It could be the attention, the status, the comfort and security, the feeling of satisfaction that you're being used by God. We can begin to protect those things and make choices that cater to those things. Soon we're clinging to the calling rather than clinging to God. Think about the status that Daniel enjoyed in Babylon. He was in a foreign land, taken captive from the land of Judah. But God gave Daniel such favor that he was able to hold high positions in government. Daniel was fulfilling the purpose of God. At one point, King Darius decided to give Daniel sole authority over the kingdom. The other officials wanted to take him out. They knew Daniel was a praying man, so they got the king to establish a law that no one could pray to anyone but the king for 30 days or be cast into the lion's den. We know it was the enemy at work. Daniel had been following and clinging to God for far too long. He was supposed to be living miserably as a slave, not enjoying decades of favor by several kings. The enemy figured he had put Daniel in a no-win situation. Daniel had power and influence in the most powerful empire on earth. Surely Daniel would cling to that. But if he didn't, if he went against the law and prayed to his God, he'd be put to death. All the better as far as the enemy was concerned. God had given Daniel his position and influence, but Daniel didn't cling to that. He clung to God. He prayed as he always did. And we know what happened. They threw him into the lion's den, but God delivered him. We don't cling to the God-sized dream. We don't fix our gaze on it or fight to protect it. And we certainly don't compromise our commitment to the Lord for the sake of the dream. The calling is nothing apart from God. We cling to Him ever and always. This journey has been such a blessing. Thank you to all of you. And thank you to so many of you who have been showing up every day in the comment section. The fellowship has been such a blessing. I have gained so much from it. I pray God's blessings upon you as you pursue your God-sized dream. And I pray that no matter what, you keep clinging. God bless you.